Alright guys, Joel here. Thanks for watching all my previous videos. It's been great responding to everyone, talking with everyone. The law of assumption and how we can directly affect that thing that we need to assume with. There's only one thing we can assume with. It's the subconscious mind. You cannot assume with the intellectual mind. So if you're out there trying really hard to say you believe something and say you know something to be true, you saying it with your intellectual mind is actually hurting you. Your intellectual mind brings up too much negativity, brings up too much questions. Your intellectual mind is that. It is an intellectual being. It is made to question reality. It is made to question what it sees. It is made to tell you 10 different scenarios to whatever you want the outcome to be. And you cannot rely on your intellectual mind here. So, for the law of assumption, I like relying on my subconscious. There's a couple different ways you can directly affect the subconscious. My favorite way, you guys all know it, robotic affirmation. Robotic affirmation is the easiest, most quickest way you can affect the subconscious. What I want you guys to do is what I'm doing. I'm doing two 15-minute sessions of robotic affirmations a day. One in the morning and then one at night. You can switch out the times as you see fit, but I like doing it as soon as I wake up, and then it's right before I go to bed, as I'm drifting off. Like, I cannot open my eyes to even think about saying anything. I'm just using my last bit of energy to say my robotic affirmations. And when you say these robotic affirmations, I want you to say it in the form of a question. So if you want your specific person, I want you to say, why does so-and-so love me so much? Why do we spend so much time together? Why does she love me so much? Why do we spend so much time together? Why? That's how I want you to go about it. I want you to propose the question so your subconscious can give you the answer. Don't give it an answer, because then it will just have questions, or it won't be as strong as giving that subconscious mind room to answer. If you can give your subconscious mind room to answer, it will answer you. It will say why. You will subconsciously fill the gap. So that's step 2. Step 1 is the 15 minutes twice a day. One, preferably, most importantly, 15 minutes prior to bed, because that is the most vulnerable state for your subconscious. It's the time of the day which you can directly affect it most thoroughly. There's also different techniques for you to get into your subconscious. Meditating is one powerful technique. Yoga, and hypnotism. There's a bunch of other things, but they involve drugs. I don't want to tell you guys to do drugs. Don't do drugs. You don't need drugs for any of this. If someone tells you you need to do this sort of drug to affect your subconscious, run away. That spiritual teacher is just a fucking hippie drug addict. You do not need drugs. You can do yoga, you can do hypnotism, you can do meditation, and you can do robotic affirmation. Robotic affirmation is the easiest one to get the hang of. So that's why I recommend you asking yourself that question 15 minutes twice a day. And that is all you guys need to know. I don't need to carry on this video for 10 minutes, but I will anyways, because I have a lot to tell you guys on top of what I just did. And if you get the rest of this video, if you get to the rest of this video, you guys are true champions. You guys want this knowledge. The student is the only person that can obtain knowledge. The teacher cannot teach without a student. I'm not saying I'm a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a spiritual guru, master, whatever. I just read a lot of books and have a analytical mind. That's not hard to have. A lot of people have that. The reason I know so much is because when I do read, when I do acquire knowledge, I acquire the knowledge with an analytical mind where I break down the thing I'm trying to learn 5 different ways for myself. So when you guys do seek knowledge, you have to be the one seeking knowledge. Because if you're just seeking knowledge for entertainment, you're just gonna get that. You're gonna get the base form of knowledge. But if you're seeking knowledge to understand it, you will break down that knowledge yourself. Because everything I said in this video has multiple different meanings. I'm not saying that because I'm a complex guy. I'm just saying that because these principles have multiple different meanings. You can break down, there's a fly in my eye, you can break down these principles for yourself and figure them out. Law of assumption is one base principle, but there's 10 superior principles. I've been through them in my videos. I don't want to shower you with knowledge right now. But I want you to break down the law of assumption and why robotic affirmation works. You need to understand this for yourself. You cannot ask for someone to explain it to you. I've explained it in many videos, but from these explanations, you need to reword it, rethink it, regap it, reinstitute the knowledge in your own mental mind frame. That's the way this works. Once you understand it for yourself, you have your meaning. When you have your meaning, you become a master in that sense. That's the key. We all hear about the master key, the key to unlock it. When we say key, it's like a decoder. Most of these ancient principles had to be decoded in some way from every student. You cannot just be drilled in. This is not like a textbook. You cannot learn this like some chemistry equation. It is something that needs to be decoded by the mind, because the mind is what we need to use. It's an entire basis. It's the number one principle in all of this, the mind, the all mind. And if you break down these principles and you understand it yourself, you can better use it, because these hermetic principles lie heavily in the all mind. The law of assumption is an offshoot of these hermetic principles. But I don't want to make a 10-hour long video, or even an hour long video. I don't know if anyone can watch me for that long, but I don't know, guys. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll break down this stuff and just keep going for an hour someday, but not today. I love you guys. Keep leaving comments. Remember, always use your mind. Do not look for teachers. Look for answers. Look for knowledge. Students will gain knowledge when they open their ears. They do not gain knowledge by seeking teachers. Most of these teachers out there are false teachers, false gurus. We don't have Hermes. We don't have Thoth. We don't have these ancient masters. We don't have Neville. We don't have these great masterful beings. We don't have the Abdullah. We don't have Abraham. We don't have these teachers in our society. We have, even the teachers that we do have, we cannot like fully understand what they represent, because most of them just repeat what they've learned. They don't actually do the analytical thinking for themselves. I want to do a tier list actually on these gurus, because there are some really great gurus, but the reason I say be careful, because there's thousands of gurus out there, and out of the 1,000 gurus, there's only probably 100 or 50 great gurus that are actually masters that you actually should be seeking out. That's my PSA for the video. Love you guys as always. See you in the next one. Peace.